Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games. Here we have Rodney on Reanimator versus Rob on Dreadstill. Teammates from way back in the day. Playing with them when they were just wee lads at Gateway Comics. Looks like Rodney taking a mulligan. He's very familiar with Dreadstill. That would probably be the other deck that I've seen him play the most over the years when he's looking to play something more controlling. Certainly thrown his weight around with some 12-12 Dreadnoughts. But lately, a lot of success with Reanimator. Various different builds, experimenting with different sideboard pivots. Has a channel on YouTube as well. So go check that out. Tell him I sent you. Entomb gets Force of Willed. Slideshow set there. Standstill following up Rob now. Very solid shape. As he continues to make land drops, this is going to get worse and worse for Rodney. Eternal Dragon, or Timeless Dragon, I should say. Able to keep making those land drops while also setting up a potential clock. And Dreadstill doesn't really need to immediately engage a 4-4. Kind of take its time. As the flavor text on Standstill indicates, eventually commit a little bit to the board, keeping some counter magic available. If you can keep like a Force of Negation up, very strong. Able to utilize some mana when they finally do break that standstill, because you got to imagine it's going to involve multiple discard spells on the other side of the table. Thoughtseize, Unmask, Grief. Now, there can't be too many, because a lot of those actually require additional cards from hand. Rodney is going to be looking to punch through a lethal reanimation effect. And now that he's discarded Atraxa to the discard step, his Reanimates, Exhumes, Animate Deads, all going to be very strong. Atraxa, a huge addition for Reanimator. Also interesting for splashes, the fact that it pitches things like Force of Will, Force of Vigor, Unmask. This is a card that I could see playing a lot more of. Right now, he's only got a couple in the list. Still favoring Gristlebrand. Atraxa actually better in combat for the most part as well. And Death Touch could actually be totally relevant in this matchup. Now, for example, these 4-4 zombie dragons from Timeless Dragon's Eternalize ability, normally against a 7-7 like a Gristlebrand, it wouldn't even trade both of them. You'd just trade a single 4-4. But against Atraxa, Death Touch is going to take them both out. Also, a Dreadnought will get KO'd by Atraxa's ability. And, you know, the Vigilance is quite strong too. So this has a lot of text on it. Rodney gets it into play. He should be in very good shape. That ETB is, I mean, it's at least equivalent to drawing 7 off of Gristlebrand, I would say. Drawing 14 off of Gristlebrand, certainly better. Let me know what you think about that. Is that an overstatement about Atraxa's ETB and Reanimator? I think with the amount of creatures that are in there now because of Grief and the Troll of Khazad-dûm, very likely to be hitting your instant sorcery, land, creature, enchantment, Dance of the Dead, Animate Dead. Well, it depends on how many enchantments you have. This particular build is on Exhume instead of Dance of the Dead. This is not a World Gorger build. The World Gorger could absolutely be coming back with this new Ravnica set. And Stifle on Atraxa's ETB. Wow, so we had a whole bunch of interaction there. Thoughtseize tried to clear the way. Unmask. Actually gets Force of Negation to protect what Brainstorm found. So that was a whole lot of fighting over the stack cards in hand, and that was all because Stifle was able to stop Atraxa's ETB. And now a Dreadnought. Stifle stopping its ETB. So Rob having 20 damage on board. Fortunately, Atraxa has Vigilance. So can't really get cute here. Both of the zombie dragons down. Thoughtseize clears the way. No cards left in hand. And now Entomb. I mean, if he has an animate, he could have just brought back the Atraxa. Here. I'm grabbing Gristlebrand. Like we might see drawn a whole bunch of cards. So he draws 7. Takes a look. I don't really know what he's hoping to get here. I mean, Rob has no cards in hand. I guess a second body. Getting the Atraxa back as well. Oh, what a punish. Wow. Of all the lines to take, so Rodney draws 7, lands himself at 12. Rob has no cards in hand, and he just rips Prismatic Ending off the top. Destroys the Animate, and just massive psychic damage there. Wow, that is brutal. I think he had other Animates in hand as well after drawing 7. Just found the losing line. That was tough. I mean, I think you just bring back Atraxa, honestly, because it trades with the Dreadnought. What a hand here. 2 Force of Wills, a Stifle, and 2 Swords to Plowshares. No white mana for the swords yet. A Grief trying to clear the way and sees Force blue card no matter how he sorts this out. Takes the Stifle. Roll finds the second land. Roll also going to be good with those new Surveil lands. I think World Gorger's definitely going to have some play with those new shocks, or the new duels, I should say. Surveiling but coming into play tapped has got to be better than Piranha Marsh. Can allow you to splash colors, you can tutor it up. It's going to be good. And it can just randomly bin like a Gristlebrand or something as well. You just like play that land tapped, bin a Gristlebrand, Lotus Petal, Reanimate. I mean, I think they're going to see play. Let me know what you think about the new Surveil duels that are going to be coming out. Personally excited to see what they'll do for Reanimator. Standstill. Just keeping the shields up here. That was a heck of a hand to see off of that Grief. That is not where you want to be. Both players just raw go. In zombies. Rodney's turn so fast. It almost looked like Rob made that Eternal Dragon token. Timeless Dragon. Eternalized. Almost looked like he did that end step. Sadly, only got as a sorcery. Whole bunch of swamps standing up in the face of a pair of wastelands. There is an Archon in the bin. Unmask. Rodney thinking through what he wants to do. Now, if it wasn't for the existence of other standstills, just hard casting Unmask could be totally reasonable. Could poke a hole in their hand, let them draw the cards, and then on the next turn, try and make something happen. But very often what happens with standstills, if you do attempt to break through the wall of interaction, they just play another standstill and just bury you deeper and deeper. Let's see if he's able to play through it. I think he's got the Troll and the Archon in there as potential reanimation effects. Wow. 2 Forces, 2 Spell Pierces. This hand's just gotten better. And that's actually enough. No Moss, as Dreadstill takes this one down in 2.